serving up Texas' hottest original acts. The all-you-can-eat Texas Music Cafe boldly goes where commercial radio and television fear to tread. So kick up your heels for another exciting episode from the all-you-can-eat Texas Music Cafe.
Thank you. Thank you, everybody. And we are live. Hi, I'm Rachel, your host this evening for the third of our series for the Country Blues Songwriter, Episode 3. And tonight, I would like to introduce to you the first of the players, Matthew Payne. Thank you.
It's a true honor. Made the drive up from Austin today, and just thinking of the honor. It's good to see you all and to be here and so well received. This first song I'll play, this is called Spider House Blues. What I do here in the music is kind of steal a little bit from everybody. So this one has I-35 all over it. I'm stealing from Blind Lemon and Blind Willie and Henry Thomas, and bringing in, of course, Willie Nelson and Bob Wills, and a lot of different influences there, and kind of smashed them all together, and then put the lyrics, kind of tell a story of trips I took in life down in Austin. And it's called Spider House Blues. There's a cafe there called Spider House, which is no longer there, like a lot of things in Austin. So that's how we get the blues. We was down at Spider House, it was late and we was loud. We was talking about Dante and the plague. I was bringing Whitman's Leaves of Grass wherever I did go, replying in letters to the letters of Van Gogh. And then we was dancing down the drag, doing tricks with hacky sack, playing Gallagher till dawn in late fun. And then we was down at Flipnotics, reminiscing on all this playing chess to the death letter blues. And we was high, and we was low, and we was young, we was old. Yeah, we came with wild eyes, caught a kiss by surprise, and let everything else explode. Traveling overseas along the coast of Italy, live for nothing in a cave up in the beach, playing music in the streets down in Florence just to see Dylan show and caught the dawn out on the bridge. Went for a cemetery walk, listening to them graves talk. Oh, lost, you can't go home again. And there on the cemetery grass, with stars above, we laughed, promised that we'd never let ourselves die. And we was high, we was low, and we was young, we was old. Yeah, we came with wild eyes, caught a kiss by surprise, and let everything else explode. We was high and we was low, and we was young, we was old. Yeah, we came with wild eyes, caught a kiss by surprise, let everything else explode. All right, thank y'all.
That was awesome.
Thank you.
actually play Death Letter Blues, so I was like, yes.
Good company tonight.
Yes. So I'm Katie Stewart. Glad that you guys are out here tonight. Hi. So, yeah, I'm here. I'm a local now in Waco, and I wrote this song, I don't know how many years ago. But, yeah, I'll just let it speak for itself. Baby left me this morning. My baby left me, ooh, left me this morning. Baby left me this morning. Baby left me without warning. I made eggs just for two. I made eggs, made just for two. Stand over the eggs, made just for two. Baby gone and said that we're through. So I called the doctor. What else could I do? I called the doctor. What else can I do? He said, Katie, I don't know what to do. I said, doctor, can't you cure the blues? So I took the dog for a walk. I took the dog out for a walk. Me and John out for a walk. He's the only man that I got. Thank you.
Oh, I'm Bill Sibley. Hello. I've been clean and sober for 35 years now. And last month, I got my 35-year chip. I was 34 when I got in there, so I've been in recovery half my life.
It's a good thing you sing the blues.
Yeah, I got a lot of stories. But Sometimes God does for us what we can't do for ourselves, or won't do for ourselves. And I was thinking back and I wrote this song. It's about the last day of my drinking. And it's about a drunk getting thrown out of town. It's the name of my first album. It's called Sweet Rain. And I always dedicate this to the Grandview, Texas Police Department. Dirty red brick road leads out of this town. Wonder why y'all wanna kick a man while he's down. Well, what she didn't take with her, I guess she sold. You know, this life here's not ended, but it's sure put on hold. So moving on, all right. Thinking about the drinking, times that I went wrong, dreams I had for the whiskey, all long since dead and gone. From the outside looking in, well, this must seem insane. You know, misery don't like company. Just need someone to blame, and there has to be some kind of reason. Oh Lord, now, you know this wasn't all in vain, no. When you've been eating dust this long, how sweet the smell of rain. Stranded at the crossroads, knowing I can't stay. Oh Lord, can you hear me now? Show me the way. 'Cause I can do my best to go where you choose. You know it's easy to have faith when you got nothing to lose, and there has to be. Oh yeah, now some kind of reason. Oh Lord, now, you know this wasn't all in vain, no. When you've been eating dust this long, how sweet the smell of rain. Thank you.
Sweet that smell of rain. I love that. Thanks for that. I'm gonna check my tune here. This next song, I might need your help actually if you're feeling like it. This song I wrote I was thinking back about a drive from Bandera out to Big Bend area through Balmorhea. And on this drive, I was a little younger, and I was driving my truck, and, you know, of course, playing harmonica in the holder while I'm driving, you know, that's how I learned, so that's obvious. But then I had my guitar too, and I was trying to drive with my knee around midnight in Bandera, you know? And so I'm like this, trying to make my way through West Texas, and that's how the song starts off here. This one's called Coyote Howlin' Blues, and I do a little yipping too, but feel free to bring that coyote energy and get some coyote howls going too if you're feeling it. Well, we's headed out west to Bandera just after midnight, and you was waking up. I was driving with my knee, playing guitar and singing. You laughed, but I nearly crashed the truck. Well, can't you hear them coyotes under them oak trees howling at the hill country moon? We let the wild wind blow and roll down the windows, and we was howling too. Coyote howling blue. Coyote howling blue. Well, man, I bet you $5 the next freight line and truck that comes over that next ridge is red. I seen angels and demons, I swear I wasn't dreaming, but waking, maybe dreaming instead. Got them coyote howling blue. Coyote howling blue. Well, the dawn came behind us like it was trying to find us. I swear it called me by my name. And out there in the desert, I wrote you a letter, and I buried it in the dirt in Balmorhea. Called it Coyote Howling Blue. Coyote Howling Blue. Coyote howling blues. Coyote howling blues. Coyote howling blues. Thank you, coyotes. I heard you.
So this one is called 37 Ford. I don't know when I wrote this. It's been a long time since I've actually performed this. So if you see me play, I regularly don't play this song. But I was thinking about, the blues and country blues, and I just thought, oh my goodness, do I have enough material that's, fitting of this genre, which I feel like I do. But so my friend, a little bit older, not exactly technologically inclined, and he couldn't log on to his computer. And I called him on the, he called me, we were on the phone, he could not figure it out. So I went and helped him, but he was trying to buy an antique car. And so it's 37 Ford was what he got. So this is kind of the story about, I guess, the influence of technology and how even people that can't even type their password can end up finding a 37 Ford. So here we go. I hunt snake and I try to play all day, but sometimes I gotta work. It don't take much, I just turn the machine on, but I can't remember my password. Damn it, man. He said, come over here and help a poor man out. I've got no clue where to start. It says to click here and everywhere. I'm about to tear this damn thing apart. So I went to see him and I showed him what to do. He looked at me just like a rock. I said, come on, man, just pull yourself together. I thought you wanted to check on your stocks. Next thing you know, he's online all day long. He was shopping and he was talking like a kid. We seldom see him now, he's gone all the time. He was shopping for a car on Craigslist. I said, hey man, how's your machine working now? He said, oh fine, but of course you might already heard the news of the week. He finally found that 37 Ford. Damn it, he bought that 37 Ford all the way in Fort Worth. Thank you.
Oh, that was nice. I like that song. I can relate to that song. When I was a kid, we had a wooden phone on the party line. It didn't even have a dial thing on it. You just picked it up and talked on it. So I've come a long ways. People tell me, email me this. Like, you're lucky I'm talking to you right now. This song here is kind of new. I kind of grew up down on the Brazos River, a little farther north up there, around Glen Rose and all that, you know. So I wrote this song, yeah, about down there area, about the old Brazos River. You know, that old Brazos River's got a lot of history. Many stories left untold. But this song here's about a drifter. Looking back down a lonely road. All right. Sat on by the muddy water and wrote down a drifter song about a lost love so very far away. Said it's a waste of time, that we were all wrong. Nothing holding me, so it didn't stay. And like a river, surely meant to flow, and lonely. This love and nowhere to go. Burn me the bridges high, straight up ahead this winding road. Not staying to reap the seeds that I've sowed. And it's so white lines taking its toll, and nowhere do I belong. Where it ends, and I find on my own. And like a river, surely meant to flow, and lonely, this love and nowhere to go. I know she never tried to tear me up inside, y'all. I got lost. Yeah, I'm to blame here. Laid it all to rest and went on with her life. Oh, Lordy, should have done the same. Well, hustling, scheming, doing what it takes to get by. Can't stop looking back no matter how I try. But when it's time to face the truth and the redemption on the other side, drift your song, tell the story of this life. And like a river, surely meant to flow, and long, it's love but nowhere to go. It's just like that old Brazos River, 'cause it's surely meant to flow, and lonely, it's love with nowhere to go.
How cool is it that we have 3 harmonica players tonight? Was that a happy accident or what? Yeah, I think so. You know, we're going to do a little Q&A, but, you know, I want to say you guys are so different, but you sound so great together. You guys blend so well. And I'll start off with the questions. And, you know, this is so cliche, but the only thing that comes to my mind is I would like to know, who are your influences? And was blues always your direction you were heading with your sound, or do you just end up this way? And we'll start with you, Bill.
Well, mine's, I've always liked blues, even when I was a kid. And basically when I write, when I first started playing, didn't start playing till I was in my 50s, and my wife's a nurse, and she's real, nurses are kind of tell you what they think, whether you want to hear it or not. And I was learning a song, and I was learning it with this voice, and I was learning it from somebody that sings good. And I was like, and she walked into my office, and she said, "My God," she said, "that sounds terrible." She said, "Quit trying to sound like everybody else, just do it the way you do it." And it hurt my feelings really bad. You know, I put my guitar up, like, I ain't gonna be no good at this. You know, and so I waited about a month, and I picked a guitar up, and I started playing the same song, but this time I played it the way that I would play it. And it opened up a whole new world.
That's the beauty of blues. That's how that works. Yeah.
And Steve Seskin said, he wrote Life's a Dance. He told me, he said, you got to be yourself because everybody else take it.
That's right. That's right. That's right. Katie, you want to talk?
Sure, yeah, sorry, I'm so short, I gotta come up to the mic every time I talk. Even still, I'm going down. So, so I would say, to kind of go back to, you know, where you started writing and that sort of thing, my background is classical piano, but growing up, I had a wide variety of music, anywhere from symphony music to Frank Sinatra to Gloria Estefan to you name it, it was in my family. I had a very diverse upbringing in that regard, but not really the blues. And so I was thinking about this, okay, where did that really start? And similar to you, Bill, I've always just been drawn to the blues. Mm-hmm. And I have a toddler at home, and we've been listening to the Jungle Book, the Monkey Song. And I was like, oh my God, it's a minor and it's a blues song, which is my favorite. So from childhood, that, was an influence for me. But I didn't really start writing until I moved to Waco. And then the group of friends that I found were a songwriting group of friends, who many of them are here tonight. And that kind of you talk about opening your world. I mean, we started talking about Lightnin' Hopkins, and we talked about Son House and Ma Rainey and Big Mama Thornton. And we were talking in the green room, I like everybody that's from the 20s. I don't know anybody that's alive. So, I mean, it's a struggle for me. But yeah, it just touched me,
I love that you started, you have a little group that you work together and feed off each other. That's wonderful. I'd like to get to meet, and I'm sure
we'll do some introductions later.
Awesome. Yeah, thank you. Matt, you're such a unique sound. I love it.
Oh, thanks so much. I think that's why we blend so well, because I'm hearing my influences as they talk, Yeah. And I think that's kind of cool, and that's kind of how streams and rivers work too. We kind of all branch off, and but yeah, for me, I grew up in the country outside of Austin, so I got a lot of the country that way. And then when you go into Austin, I mean, there's a statue of Stevie Ray Vaughan right there. I mean, we're not messing around. It's right by the lake. You grow up and you got the Stevie records. You turn it up high, and you learn the blues right away, you know, when you grow up there. And then you just go from club to club, and Antone's Blues Monday nights, and Continental Club, and Saxon Pub, and I could go on. And I get my education there in the city, and then also got it in the country. And I kind of just ended up blending those two things, and ended up just kind of teaching myself as I was growing up out there, just kind of taught myself. And so that's why it's kind of this weird blend.
Beautiful blend.
Awesome.
Thank you.
Awesome. Does anybody want to go on? So, okay. Well, if that's it, part of that segment of the evening. If you want to keep going, thank you.
Sure, yeah. So I'll keep a little traveling thing going. We can go on a little road trip together. Let's head on out to the Sandia Mountains. They're outside of Albuquerque. And the drive, it'll take us a long way, but I'll get you back in about 3.5 minutes or so, don't worry. These are all new songs. I've been putting music out for kind of the first time in my life, and so all these songs are going to be coming out this year, but they're not out yet, so you kind of get a first taste here. This one's called Down in the Valley. I've been down in the valley of the shadow of love, down in the valley of that lonesome flood, down in the valley where my heart grew tough, down in the valley and I had enough. I got the new sun behind me on the interstate, reflecting through the mirror, so I push it away. I'm playing cards on the dash and counting trains, and dust devils dancing through the desert plains. Hungry clouds gathering on the mesa top, just start to get a few thick raindrops. The wet sun threads through the hot dry wind. Within minutes the clouds break open. I've been down in the valley of the shadow of love, down in the valley of that rising flood, down in the valley where my heart grew cold, down in the valley and saved my soul. Driving into Albuquerque from Texas, getting me some coffee and some cannabis. I got friends in the Sandias, think I'll look them up. It's up into the mountains to get unstuck. I got the full moon behind me on the interstate, full moon fever playing. By the time I hit the timber, I could breathe again. What was once closed was now open. I've been down in the valley of the shadow of love, down in the valley of that rising flood, down in the valley where my heart grew tough, down in the valley and I had enough. I've been down in the valley of the shadow of love, down in the valley of that lonesome dove, down in the valley where my heart grew tough, down in the valley and I had enough. All right, and we're back. Safe and sound.
That was a great road trip. So Bill over here talked about sobriety. And while I don't struggle with that, I wrote the song. I have a dear friend who is now sober and has been sober for a while, but had some real trouble just getting it right. And I was really worried about him. He's a very good friend of mine. He's kind of like a second dad to me. And so I probably wrote this, I don't know, a couple of years ago. He's doing much better now. But it's called A Drunken Man. after a show out of town one night. My heart was heavy, had a lot on my mind. My old friend back at the creek was healing a wound that he can't see. He's under the spell of his recent binge. Tells himself, doing the best that I can. I won't judge how he lives his life. We do what we have to do to survive. This drunken man is my old friend, trying to understand is like catching the wind. He's lost his way, and he's too scared to be dry. I'm afraid he's lost the will to win a fight. Folks in my town have ideas of what's right, but life goes on, takes all different kinds. I won't judge how he lives his life. We do what we have to do to survive. Drunken man is my old friend, trying to understand is like catching the wind. He's lost his way, and he's too scared to be dry. I'm afraid he's lost the will to win a fight. So I'm headed home, and I hold my breath. Will he do his time? What happens next? I pull up, on his porch I stand, gazing in the house at a drunken man. This gentle man is my old friend, trying to understand is like catching the wind. He's lost his way, and he's too scared to be dry. I'm afraid he's lost the will to win a fight. Thank you.
That was wonderful. I don't pick topics, songs. They kind of pick me, I guess. I can't just think of something and then write a song about it. It just has to come out. And this was kind of a hard song to write. I don't know. I wasn't gonna do it now. But You know, a lot of people think that people want to be addicted, which they don't, because it's really a horrible life. I know that for a fact. And this song took me a little while to write because it was kind of dark. But you have to sometimes get in a dark place to get to the right place, you know. So, but this is a song. It's kind of a country blues, I guess. It's called "Weary." Woke to the whiskey bottle so day began. Song that reminds you of a broken heart when cold. They say that joy can rise from within. What can fill this hole down in your soul? Say, what can fill this hole down in your soul? Too many of them bones left unburied. None guilty when blame is blind. Just more weight the rest to carry. Weary stumbling back down a hill too steep to climb. Weary stumbling back down a hill too steep to climb. And you can't put back together what's torn apart. Nothing changes, just stays the same. Love has no place for the weak of heart. Lose your passion, just leaves the pain. Whoa, just can't seem to find a better way. When the present is filled with yesterday. Without understanding, no words can explain. Not searching for a brighter day. Stop looking for a reason to remain. Where the colors just darker shades of gray. And where the colors now are just darker shades of gray. And you can't put back together what's torn apart. Nothing changes, just stays the same. This world has no place for you weak of heart. Lose your passion, just leaves the pain. When you lose your passion, just leaves the pain. Yeah.
That's an amazing round right there. It's a real joy to be here with y'all and all y'all. Thanks again. Texasmusiccafe, thank y'all for everything, not only tonight though, but for all the years. I mean, for those of us that just love Texas music, love the history of it, love doing YouTube deep dives, finding whatever they can from their heroes or whoever else. Texasmusiccafe, you're always there for us. It is that all you can eat, isn't it? Thank you. I wore my closest to Billy Joe Schaefer shirt tonight in honor of him and his Texasmusiccafe experience a long time ago. His is usually a little lighter, but you know, this goes out to you, Billy Joe, this shirt. This next song, I wrote this song just about my hometown, Dripping Springs, and just having fun one day. And I was messing around with the tuning because I had read when I was deep diving on some Texas music history that Mance Lipscomb in Navasota said that when Blind Willie Johnson would come through town, he didn't really know how to tune his guitar or anything, and so he would ask Mance, who was a younger boy at that time. He'd call for Mance, and they'd go get him, and he'd run down and help Blind Willie tune up. And I got to thinking about, like, you don't even know. And I would hear Townes Van Sant talking about that too with Lightning Hopkins, like, and in some of the live performances, you can kind of notice that the tune doesn't really matter with Lightning, you know? And I always think about that. It's like, you know, those little things you don't really need to know how to do. So I was just kind of freeing myself up and trying a new tuning out. And so I threw it in something I hadn't ever worked with before, and then I played it for the first time. Some friends in Austin, and they said, "Oh yeah, that's that tuning, Dad Dad." So I guess it's already been a thing, you know. You can't really invent anything, but anyway, this is Dad Dad tuning. This song's called Drippin'. Grew up down in Dripping Springs, population 103, right there on Highway 290 and Ranch Road 12. The beating heart of a 5 Black County, one stoplight and a Dairy Queen, asbestos and gasoline and a feeding lumber yard. Oh, now I can feel it coming, I can feel it coming, coming back again. It's that heart-sick feeling that you can't go home again. Call it the gateway to the hill country, but these days there ain't much hill country. They bought and sold it for a brewery. The creek and well are running dry. Always said, man, this town can't hold my dreams. It's much too small now, look, it's bursting at the seams. Funny how that old town is gone, but I'm still hanging around. Oh, now I can feel it coming, I can feel it coming, coming back again. It's that low down feeling, you can't go home, that lonesome feeling, you can't go home, that heart-sick feeling that you can't go home again. Oh, now I can feel it coming, I can feel it coming, coming back again. It's that heart-sick feeling, you can't go home, that lonesome feeling, you can't go home, that low-down feeling, you can't go home, that heart-sick feeling that you can't go home again. All right. Thank y'all.
Yeah, I just want to echo what you said earlier. I feel like I probably should have paid for a ticket because I'm enjoying this just as much as y'all are. That was awesome. Yeah, no, this has been great. I appreciate being out tonight. So, you kind of talked about how when you write a song, it just kind of comes through you, and I completely echo that. For me, it was like I mulled on that for a while, and most of my songs, I'll think, okay, I'm going to sit down, I'm going to write something, or I'm in the mood to write. And I write something completely different than what I thought I was going to write. It's like, okay, what's really under the surface, So, but anyway, so this next song I wrote kind of in similar fashion. I knew kind of, sort of, what I wanted to write about, kind of. I really just had Lasso Rain Clouds. I went to Kerrville Folk Festival for the first time with my friend, and came back. It was a very cool experience. Came back, and it had rained so much in Kerrville. And he told me, okay, get ready. It's going to rain. And he kept talking about it. I said, okay, I hear you. Well, it hadn't rained a drop in Waco. And so it's like in the middle. I guess it was summer. I can't remember. And we came back, and this like huge black rain cloud was coming while we were all sitting around. And so he said, I put a lasso around that rain cloud, and I drug him on back in. And one of our other friends was like, well, if you don't write a song about that, then I'm going to take it. And I was like, okay, I guess I'll have to like pen to the paper, okay? So, but I didn't understand at that time what my concept was going to be. So this is what I ended up writing. The Lasso Rain Clouds. He sat down next to me, roughest man I'd ever seen. I wonder where our words lead, so I waited quietly. His tired eyes told a story, his brim held a school of bones. His hands covered black with mud, on his hip a no lasso. My thoughts got cold and my blood pumped fast. Hazy clouds changed to black. His dark eyes met mine. Then I felt the truth at last. I go where it's needed, when the wind calls me in. Truth is desperately bleeding, the cure I carry around. I lasso the rain clouds. My skin got wet as I tried to understand. Why is he here now? Who the hell was this man? Could it be for the trails, or for the lies being told? He said, you're the one, my dear. Please take my lasso. Please go where it's needed, when the wind calls you in. Truth is desperately bleeding, the cure you carry around. Go lasso the rain clouds. I lasso the rain clouds. As I awoke from my slumber, it all seems so clear now. Spread the truth with the rain. Go lasso your rain clouds. Please go where it's needed, when the wind calls you in. Truth is desperately bleeding, the cure we carry around. Go lasso the rain clouds. I lasso the rain clouds. Please lasso the rain clouds. Thank you.
It's been really great. I really enjoyed tonight. It's really fun. Tomorrow morning, I'm doing a show on the Shooter FM radio. My daughter, I wrote a song for her. She has stage 4 colon cancer, and I wrote a song for her the night that I found out that she had it. And anyway, they're gonna play it tomorrow at 9 a.m. So if anybody's up and around and want to listen to it, I'm not gonna play it tonight because it's not a blues song. But better just want to shout out, and let Mary know I love her. And this song here is one of the first songs I wrote, I guess. And I was thinking back about when you get old, there ain't much to write about. So I have to think back when I was young. I was kind of a mess when I was young. I was 22, and I was a pipe fitter for Brian Root, living down there in South Texas. And I was living with this lady. She is 34, and she had a whole lot of money. And that didn't work out real good. So I was thinking about how, and I wrote this song. It's called Ain't Your Kind of Man. Silk tie left hanging on your front door. Unposted letter in the mail. In the closet, tailored suits I never wore. 'Cause honey, my soul, it ain't for sale. Behind these steel gates and cold walls of stone, silver, crystal, vintage wine. Well, you're gonna realize, baby, when I'm gone, but this your world, it's not mine. Well, I'm leaving out this westbound freeway. I've had all this good life I can stand. I know this gonna get you a little bit sideways, but I ain't your kind of man. Leaving out of here just as fast as I can go. Where to? Well, I'll never tell. What I do next, baby, hell, I don't know. But I do know this man, he ain't for sale. Well, I'm leaving out this westbound freeway. I don't have another plan. You know, I might find me a good girl here someday, but I ain't your kind of man. 'Cause I gotta live this whole life out my way. But I ain't your kind of man. Thank you.